And I never had sex with anyone, but in that community, it's you can't have a girl coming out of your hotel room. You can't be sexting with a woman. You can't do any of that. But I'm not a pastor, but I was on stage.
Gotcha.
At church. I was drinking more and more. I look back at it now, it's like, that is crazy that all happened. 2018, I started to get more and more popular, and then I started to get more, like, there started to be a lot of, like, whispers of those things online, like on Twitter and stuff like that. We're like, wow, at First Baptist Church, did you know that John Crist is sleeping with women or not being sexual with women or whatever? Like a lot of just he said, she said, and a lot of my videos, you understand, my videos at the time were very, very controversial to Christian people. Like some people were like, dude, this is too far. This is too sacrilegious. I can't believe, is this guy a Christian or not? Because what is this? What are these? They're so inflammatory. The jokes, they were most people were like, this is unbelievable. And a lot of people were like, this is too far. Both at the same time. And so there was a lot of, most of what was being said was from peers, other people that were attempting to be a voice in the Christian culture and things like that. And I remember I had a flirtatious relationship with one girl, and then she found out that I had a flirtatious relationship. She was sending me photos with one of her friends. And that, obviously, you can't do that. And then that's what started publicly, started speaking out against me, and that was kind of spreading around. So now I'm getting way bigger, and that is like swarming around on the internet.
Yeah.
And I remember looking back at those times, and those were horrific.
Did it feel like it was?
It was about 2019.
Was it everywhere, or did it feel like it was?
Yeah, it wasn't anywhere. Felt like everywhere.
Gotcha.
Nobody knew or cared, but in my head, it's like kind of what we talked about at breakfast. That I was, oh my gosh. And there's so much money that was being made, and checks that I'd never seen before. And I'm not going to say, hey, stop this train because I need to. I was in so much shame, dude. You don't understand. You do probably understand, but gosh, I remember getting off stage at a church of like 5,000 people and seeing like a tweet about how John Crist is like a sexual predator or something like that. And I never had sex with anyone, but in that community, it's you can't have a girl coming out of your hotel room. You can't be sexting with a woman. You can't do any of that. But I'm not a pastor, but I was on stage.
Gotcha.
At church. I was drinking more and more. I look back at it now, it's like, that is crazy that all happened.
Yeah.
But it's,
were you, well, you
can ask any question you want.
I had created my own assumptions when I was doing my research and reading about you. And I know why you went to rehab, and we'll get into that in a minute. But the picture that I had painted in my head was a devout Christian who took a turn in life, and the fame got to him, and things became easier to get, and things got pushed on you, and dude, it happens to a lot of people. That's the booze, the women. It just comes with it.
Yeah, I didn't.
But I was expecting.
No, that's the whole story.
To hear you slumming around Broadway every night, you know, belligerent, drunk, and
I mean, yeah, there was
5 women on each arm.
No, dude. I mean, there was no, just the idea that, I mean, I remember somebody said that I was like sexting. They were like, John Crist sexting with women or something like that. And that was it. That was it. But you can't, in that framework of the religion, they hold that so. I mean, there's a scandal over there every other week.
Yeah,
it seems like that nobody can that. Yeah, I guess and I was desperately trying to keep this quiet or something. But
man, this is some good insight, and it's you know this is some good. I need to hear this stuff because now it's starting to make sense. Like the hate that I was talking about that I received from the Christian community from particular episodes that I've released, or
which is crazy,
or how I live my life. Now it's starting to make sense that you know they I don't agree with it, but at least it makes a sense. Little bit of sense.
Which we talk about. Yeah, we're like, I like. You go, what? This doesn't make any. And they're like, what? What am I? I looked back on the time. I go, will you tell me what now? This is an impossible question to answer, but like, tell me what the rules are then.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a single man. So am I allowed to date? Probably. Am I allowed to date multiple women at one at a time, one every 3 months? Am I allowed to have one drink? Am I allowed to have 2 drinks? Am I allowed to have 1 drink on the road, 3 drinks back home? Am I allowed to, can a girl spend the night in my hotel room if we have 2 queen beds? Can we have 1 king bed but not touch? Can we only cuddle? Can we make out? Like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's silly to verbalize, but like what food would be okay?
With
the gummy bear, the anti-gummy. So are you allowed to? What if they're sugar free?
Obviously, my way of life isn't working for you unless I live exactly within your parameters, which is impossible to know because I cannot read your fucking mind.
Yeah, but keep in mind what you say on this podcast and what I was saying and still am saying as a comedian, and any comedian is saying, by the way, is people don't like. It's disagreeable to a lot of people. Now, a lot of people love it, and a lot of people love but it's, dude. The more it's that Christian girl Instagram video is so much of a slap in the face to anyone who did that sincerely. Does that make sense? It's silly definitely. Now. It's silly now, but you go, I mean, such venom from my jokes. And it's that was combined with it. So you go, I mean, we went after everything, every sacred cow in Christianity we went after. Like, some people raise their hands like this, some people raise their hands like this, some people like I can't believe he's saying this. And I was just going after everything. So it was making and everyone was loving it. But the people on the other side were the very religious were furious, dude. Furious. Which I look back now, and that's a sign of that you're going in the right direction. And the people the 3 or 4 people that were loudest in trying to cancel me were other wannabe like influencers.
Oh, go figure.
Yeah.
I knew that. I knew that was.
Which it all makes sense now, but at the time, dude. Yeah, at the time, it was and it was just
people threatened by your success.
Oh yeah, what they wanted to. It was. I remember it was. We were all kind of on the same trajectory of the next big thing in Christianity, whatever, and then they turned on me. It gets, dude, this story, by the way, if you're mad now, You're going to get so pissed.
You know, it makes me sad because it turns so many people away from believing. Or
because
even
they go, I don't want to be a part of that group.
Why would you?
Yeah.
It's stepping into the
Me
judgment
included, by the
zone.
way.
It's like, hey, you want to be judged?
Yeah.
Come to our church. We will judge the shit out of you, shame the shit out of you, and humiliate you until you leave.
Publicly, until you leave. Because that so it says then our box can stay.
Because that's what Jesus wants, right?
Oh.
But it's infuriating. It is infuriating.
Well,
but keep going. Keep going.
Okay, all right, so there's more and more of these like groundswells of like these, man, John Crist is like, I remember there was a story about a girl that came over to my apartment, and then she got in trouble with like her boyfriend because she had a boyfriend. We didn't do anything, but she came over and we hung out, and then like everybody was like, everything was my fault somehow. Like it was like John Crist is abused, and like the stories that they wrote about me, they were like I would bring girls back to my hotel, but I was on a tour bus. There was no hotel to come back to. I was with 6 other people on a bus. There was no, you couldn't bring a girl onto the tour bus. Like I could go line by line through the article to cancel me. I was like, this is inaccurate. This is inaccurate. This is inaccurate. This is inaccurate. But if you remember anything about 2019 was so scary with the Me Too movement that people were like, Hollywood producers were like quitting their jobs like preemptively. They were like, hey, back in college, I got drunk and this girl came over to hey, just remember that?
Oh, I remember.
They were like, hey, just so I don't get in the news, I'm out.
It went so, I mean, it
was so scary. And it combined that with Christianity. And it was terrifying, dude. It was fame, Christianity, and sex. It was like not even actual sex, but like sexual activity. It was terrifying. And then, so this, I've started dating a girl in 2019. I publicly announced I was dating a girl, and then that was like on the news. So it went on like Us Weekly or like People Magazine, right? And so there was women that I hadn't either closed, that I hadn't talked to them in forever, but what I am guilty of is, if I regret anything, it is lying to it. Now, you shouldn't lose your job for that, but like I would tell women, I'm on the road. If I was only off the road, I could settle down and be in a relationship, and all these type of. I just. Mm-hmm. So there was women that thought that I was going to be in a relationship with them one day, or that I said that I love them, or that is what I still feel I was misleading, and that is what I regret.
Do you think a lot of that came from your own guilt of not wanting to tell them, like, look, this isn't going anywhere?
Same with the church. Like if I hey, this is just like a fun flirty thing. I don't want to say that. Yeah. So you just kind of allowed it to go on. It was very careless with women's emotions, for sure. And and now being in a healthy relationship, you go, oh my God, I can't believe I strung that woman along for so long, or made it feel like we were dating, or that I don't love that. But the rest of the stuff is.
You don't regret it?
No, dude. Or no, not no.
Good.
If you need the shit, I'm not here to apologize for it, or anything like that. If you like they're all very, very, very consensual relationships. But at the time, so that relationship went public, and that's when a couple of these women found each other online.
Hey everybody, I'm Shawn Ryan. Click here to subscribe to the Shawn Ryan Show YouTube channel for the hottest and most compelling interviews that you will not see anywhere else. I've also made a playlist of all the previous SRS episodes so they're easy to find. You can find that right here.